Hello and welcome to the next edition of H. Paul Models and the next edition of the Battle of Britain Diorama. The recent two Spitfires I've built, one to take on the Dornier, well the other needs some foe, so I thought this one, 109E. Now with this I'm going to do something like I did with the Zero a little while ago, and I call crash landing type thing. Not quite sure how to make it extreme or not so extreme. That'll be as it goes along, but yeah, looking forward to this. So let's crack on. As we build, we start off with the cockpit. So I've already taken the parts off the sprue, clean them up, so let's get to building. So they're going to actually, yeah. Put the seat in first. I don't think my fat fingers will get in there, so I'll have to use tweezers. There we go. Control column. I'm basically working my way forward. Oh, if I could pick it up. Oh, cripes. There we go. Oh. That's in. Pedals. I'm not putting a pilot in, so I'm not taking the option to cut the pedals off. I think that goes that way. Oh cripes, probably I should have done the control column first. In you go. That's it. And then this little thing, the avionics package, which I believe slots in there. As usual, I'm using my Revel because I find it better than the others for general modelling. Obviously you've seen me use Tamiya extra thin and the Humbrol glue as well, but my favourite is this Revel. If that will just stay up, I don't want to tip that. See if I can't get that to join flat. Right, let that all go off and then we'll carry on. As this is going to be a crash diorama, I want to do something with the nose or the cowling of the 109, and I'm thinking about doing a little crumple zone here so I can peel it back. Now this is why I got the tin foil out. This is tin foil from a Christmas, Father Christmas figure. I've devoured the chocolate. That was very nice. I might as well use the back of this foil as an aluminium type thing. So I'm going to smooth it out as best I can. Take a scalpel and just cut a section out. I'm not going near the edges because I'll find if you cut this foil near the edge it just rips rather than cuts. So that's probably going to be enough. I'll just cut a little section out. Like that. Oh, come on. He says cut it out. Oh good. Tell you what, I've been no good as a surgeon, would I? Right, just get rid of that top foil to be used again in another build, I expect. Then looking at its nose, there's not a lot of panel markings, which is good in my favour really. I'm going to get a little bit of masking tape. So this will be fine for the job. A little bit like that. Oh cripes. Oh, trust me to go and fold the corner over, that's it. I'm going to take that to a model like that. possible, like that. Do I want to follow the same? Put it there like that, that's it, and then take that down there. And I've seen other people do this, and I thought I had done it before. I did it on the Zero build a while back, so I'm going to try it again. This is a much smaller section, so it might not work as well, but I'm a firm believer, if you don't try, you'll never know. So let's get something to hold it with. I think a pair of these grippy tweezers will be fine. Like that. Get a cotton bud and see what I can do. Just very gently rub it against the aluminium foil, like that. Ooh, works rather well. Keep rubbing it till it forms to the panel line there, see? That's working exceptionally well actually, that's really good. Oh, you watch me go and break it when I try and take it off. Try and form that around there like that. There we go, and I'm going, the idea being, I'll cut the panel off underneath, put this on with super glue, and then paint it as is on the model, but then when it comes to taking it off I shall crumple it. So yeah, I think that's very nicely formed actually. Suitably impressed. What I'd like to do is, on the castings of these 109s, they put an engine in, and I'd like to show that, because what's the point of moulding it if you're not going to have it shown? So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, I'm going to have a crumpled panel. So I'm going to go off camera now and cut this, and then do this all again when I damage it. And then we see what it looks like. So the foil's off. Now I'm going to take my hobby saw type thing, and I'm going to chop it there when that panel's going to go. Yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to try and cut that bit off. I think you see what I'm trying to do here. Whether I'm successful or not, that's another thing to be judged. So I'm just going to score that with the saw, like that, if I can. I'll get on with this because I could be here some time, and then yeah, show you what it looks like. So the panel's cut out. A little bit of super glue on there. We'll take our manufactured panel and drop that onto the panel line. Hopefully it'll grab instantly, like that, and not stick to me. There we go. And I'm just gently going to push that home. Wrap it round the top, like that. Take my scalpel and just cut that excess off there. There we go. And I want, oh, don't worry about that hole, I think. Let's just form it to the model. Oh, it's got to be crumpled anyway, but I don't want it crumpled yet. That's it, like that. try and get that down as well. Give that a little tug. And I'm going to very carefully lift that. Well, the glue might have gone there already. Yeah, it's definitely squished there, so a little bit of super glue in there. Hopefully not too much. And then we'll just brush that down like that. And there, hopefully, why has that gone brown? That's weird. Anyway, I'll just tuck that in, that's not going to worry too much about it. Oh, certain glue on there, that's good. Oh yeah, just try and recreate that panel line. Put the brush in behind and just poke that out. There we go, one panel ready to be crumpled. Now to keep it safe, I'm going to stick it in one of these invitation desk table top name things and put it out of my fat fingered way. And we'll continue with the build. Okay, the cockpit's gone off, dried reasonably well. So let's stick this in here. I believe that bit goes there and that bit goes on there. And we'll stick that in like that. It is rather well moulded, that seems to fit nicely actually. Well done Airfix, that's brilliant. Same again with the wing, whilst the cockpit paint is drying. Just work the tin foil into the panels. I'll try and have this plane a little bit spaced up. Oh, got a bit too rough with that. You can't just flip that back over. There we go. So it's that power line there I'm going to cut or split or whatever. I'll just get those panel details rubbed in. There we go, I think that's good enough. I'll take a photo of this so it's clearer. I don't think my camera's good enough for you to see the detail on this, but I'll yeah, I'll do that. There we go, on an aluminium panel. I'm going to try and cut like a little crumple zone. I don't want to cut the whole wing in half, just a little crumple zone in there. So I'm just going to try and cut a V. Like that. Just clean that up. Now I'm not going to fit the panels until I'm ready to paint. So I'm going to build the model first and then I'll put the panels on top and then I'll paint it. Same as the engine tower really. Just clean that up. There we go. So when the foil goes over it, I'm just going to push something in just to show a dent or something. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Off camera, I've taken a flickering LED and put it into one of those brush tube things. These. You get them on brushes, Humbrol, just about everybody does them really. I like to reuse them to house LEDs. So yeah, I've ground a little hole into the cockpit there, super glued that in between the cockpit and the engine parts, sold some wires on to take it out of the diorama, so when looking into the cockpit there'll be a little sort of fire effect going on there. If I can hold it, that is. So yeah, I thought that'd be quite good. I've also taken a little bit out of this side of the fuselage, hoping that the LED will reflect out to the accent damage when it's all together. So we'll just try that as well and see what it does if I can get it together. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've suddenly got fumbly fingers. It's not the LED, I'm sure it's not. Come on. Oh, there we go, it's together now. So when I put that back together like that, I'm not sure the LED, have I got the polarities around the right way? There we go. The light will hopefully come through to the engine compartment along the tin foil and out to add damage. Just showing that it's on fire sort of thing. Yeah. Cool. Now I'm joining the halves together. So we just put a bit along the top of the engine there. And there. Use these wonderful hair clips to hold that together. Oh crikey, it's not pretty. Need about 16 million hands. Do along there. Like that. Just clamp that together. Oh, I know you don't have to use clamps with Tamiya, but I like to be thorough because it's quick setting and whatnot. There we go. Let's let that rest and go off and whatnot. If I can just, that's it, just leave that to rest for a few minutes. Okay, deviating from instructions a little bit, I'm going to fit the fuselage to the wings now, and then do the tailplane, like the elevators and whatnot afterwards. The reason being is it helps me square up the elevators. Let's fit that. Oh, that's a nice fit. That's very nice. Well done here. Actually just click straight into place. There's no gaps. There's nothing. That's superb. Ooh, let's give that a bit of Tamiya now before it changes its mind. There we go. That one's done. And that one's done. Oh, probably way too much Tamiya on that, but let that dry, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'm impressed with that fit. It's really good. Okay, next. I like these. You can't get around the wrong way because there's a support strap hole there. It's very advantageous for someone like me. A bit of revel in there. You watch me get around the wrong way now. In we go. That one's in. Do the other side. I'm not going to fit the struts until I've finished painting it. I've learnt the hard way with this model in the fact that it's a real pain to mask, so the struts will be going on last because they are a pain. Same with the Stuka model, same with any German aircraft that's got that support thing at the back. They're always a pain. Let's make sure that's square on the revel cuers. That's good enough, I think. Let's try and level them out. There we go, and I'll put the rudder on. Let that go off, and what I'll do off camera, I'll do all the little bits and pieces that need doing, because I'm sure You've all seen that many times on other YouTube channels. No point me repeating what people do. So yeah, I'll get on with doing the rest, and then we'll get to painting it. Well, that's the main bulk of the aircraft done. I'm going to go outside and give it a coat of this before we start painting and other such stuff. Whilst the primer's drying on the 109, I want a build tank for the 109 to crash into. I'm sadistic, aren't I? So I've got loads of these bits, part bits, bomber, RAF bomber command resupply kit. So I thought, why not an oil bowser or a fuel bowser? So I'm going to go through these bits and build one of these. Okay, my plan with this is to do a diorama within a diorama. So I've got an old cake base from Christmas, and I primed it, the tin foily base, but should be fine. I'm going to do a brush coat first with this acrylic paint, emerald green, to give me a base coat. That should be more than enough. And then what I'll do afterwards is I'll get the airbrush and I'll put some different tones of green on it as well, just to make it look a bit more like grass. Then I'll add some of my parsley to it, ground parsley, to mimic leaves, and got some other grass I can put on it, just so I can just lift the whole thing and put it onto the main diorama, rather than have to I have to sort of like build it. Can't be bothered with that. So yeah. Oh yeah, just gonna paint this and then we'll see where we get to with the airbrushing in a while. Right, to the fuel tanker. So the plan I've got with this is to have it burning, because somewhere the 109 is going to hit it. So I've got some of this plastic rod, which I think I've shown you before. When you put it on top of an LED or near an LED, it acts like a fibre optic and carries the light up. So I'm going to insert some of these into the tanker. One. I feel like that count on the Muppet Show. Two. 3, and then 4. Unfortunately, I drilled one extra hole I didn't need because I haven't got enough rod. Well, it's 2 there, but that's fine. I'm sure I won't be arrested for that. So yeah, now my plan is to do like a billowing smoke thing with cotton wool, and then hopefully the lights, 2 LEDs I've got here, will mix and combine and bring the light up through the rods. So what I'm going to do is just glue them into place with a little bit of Revel, just a little tiny tad on each one, just to hold them there. We'll let that go off, and then I'll do the smoke effect. So, smoke effect, I've got some of this toy stuffing, and I'm just going to use the poly cement and just put it up and down the rods like that. I'm not using it sparingly. And then I just take a lump of it, and then with tweezers push it into position like that. It doesn't need to be accurate as anything, because I don't think smoke is that accurate. So just stick it in there and try and wrap it right round if possible, like that. And I'm going to build it up. So let's have a bit on the outside there, like that. Like that, and let that go off. I don't want the glue dripping down the paintwork. So yeah, I'll continue doing this smoke effect on this rather burning fuel tanker, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, the fuel tanker's done, smoke effect and everything. So I'll just test the leads. Oh crikey, there we go. A bit of a flame effect. It's not particularly good in this light, I must admit, but you get the general idea. I'll add to the smoke and whatnot later. So now, if I rest that on my board, try and get these wires back where they were. Come on, in you go, like that. What I want to do now, before I do anything else, is think where I'm going to put this. I've already had a thought. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to peel that back, like that. If it rips, it rips. So that's that panel there, like that, and then push this in to there, and then that foil there I'm going to crush in like that, and then scratch the paint a little bit like that, and then have it crashed into the trailer like that, and bring the wires through under the wing there, down through the bottom of the diorama to the battery. Yeah, I think that's going to look pretty good actually. I want to lose a bit of metal effect, and I've got to do some final bits, engine mounts and post and control post and whatnot, but yeah, I think that's quite good. In fact, I'll do a photo so you can see the angles. Right, so dio base is back. Let's get this, and I'm going to thread the wires through there and line that tube up with that hole, he says. Yeah, right. Right, let's if I can get them through there. like that. So I'm just threading it through, and then I want to line the hole up for the tube like, oh, never goes the way you want it to, does it? Like that. Like that, and push it all down. Oh yeah, there we go. And then I'll have the 109 coming in with its wires going under the tanker into the same hole and smash a root. Then I can do all the grass and everything else that needs to be doing. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with that, get that done, and then talk about other things we're going to do with it. Okay, the 109 is stuck to the diorama base, or cake base. Now I'm just going to do a bit of vegetation and whatnot. Try and keep those wires out of the way. So I bought these off of Temu. They're little tufts of grass, pence to be honest, so I'm quite impressed with that. They're not particularly brilliant for sticking, but that's why we have PVA glue. So what I'm going to do is a bit of PVA along there, and get my brush. Yes, I have a specific PVA brush, I'm that much an anorak, and give all that a dose around there. Just spread it round like that. And then my tweezers, oh crikey, pick these up and just put them in place if they'll go. That's it. Yeah, shame they haven't got a very good sticky back, but I mean, they were dead cheap, so a bit of PVA is not really a problem. So I'm just going to put them against the aircraft, and then I'm going to use another form of grass, which is dirt cheap, and I rather like. So I'll carry on doing these bits, and then I'll show you my other grass. I've done this section here, I've put in some random tufts, some more of the Temu grass, and now I'm going to use my favourite medium, which is crushed parsley. I think this makes a really good grass effect, so I'm just going to sprinkle it over the PVA glue and let it go off. Just like that. I think it looks really, really good. And it's dirt cheap. You don't need a static glass applicator, you don't need any special stuff. You just sort of sprinkle it on. And of course you get the added bonus of, it smells nice. So yeah, there we go. I think that looks quite good. Just to cover up the cardboard or the cake base or whatever you're doing, the wood. Yeah, it looks like, I think, looks like convincingly enough, like coarse grass or grass you'd find at the end of the side of an airfield where they would store the trucks and the tankers and things like that. Well, yeah, I'll carry on doing this because obviously this is probably getting a bit boring now, me just sprinkling parsley everywhere, and then I shall show you the final trick to locking it all in, which I'm sure you've probably seen before, but I'll show you anyway, because yeah, I find this technique absolutely fascinating. Now this is scenery glue. It's PVA, alcohol and water. I don't know the mix ratio, I just mix it. And it always seems to work. I don't know how. I suppose it's like a good squirt of PVA, a good squirt of alcohol and a little bit of water, but it just seems to lock everything into place. I don't measure it, I just like wing it. Oh yeah, I just pour this on, let it go off, and the parsley sets rock hard, and it retains its green colour as well, which is, I don't know how it does it. It's just amazing. So yeah, just lock it all in now, like that. I'm guessing that the PVA glue's thinned by the water, the alcohol evaporates while it's doing its chemical reaction, and that's why it sets rock hard. I don't know. There's other modelers who have precise recipes, but I just wing it because I find it more fun. Anyway, I'll carry on setting this up, and then I'll do the whole dio, and then we'll see what I'm going to do with this bit. Just finishing off the last corner, and then this will take probably, well, quite some time to dry, I expect. Probably overnight job, I reckon. Well, that's not a big problem really. It's worth the wait, to be fair. And what I do when it's all dried is get a fan brush and just brush it all off, and all the loose bits will come off, and then I can just add any more crushed parsley as I go, as and where it needs it. But yeah, I think that's a brilliant effect. So there we go, the next addition to my Battle of Britain diorama, the Spitfire I made earlier, and the 109, his victim, all ready to go, diorama within a diorama. I really enjoyed that. I like playing with PVA glue and scenery glue and all the bits and pieces. So I hope you like the video too. If you do, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next edition. Cheers!